This podcast is part of the Big Heads Media Podcast Network. Go to bigheadsmedia.com for more great podcasts.
You are plugged in for the Podcast Wrestling Society, where you can get dynamic weekly pro wrestling and MMA-related content. Give us a follow on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at PODWRES Society so that you can stay in the know.
Faith is the place, and the sky's the limit.
And if you like what you hear, give us a 5-star review and hit that subscribe button.
Woo! 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 Woo!
Now, your host, he is the
one and only
Troy Adams.
Welcome to Wrestling Wednesday, brought to you by the Excellence in Podcasting Execution, the Podcast Wrestling Society. I am your loving leader, benevolent host, Midwest Monster, and the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be behind this mic, Troy Adams. And joining me today, he had all the potential in the world, like a Tom Magee or a Tom Zank, only just to flop like he did. He is the anvil to my hitman. He's Greg. What's up, Greg?
Man, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that.
You're like, how dare you compare me to Tom Magee? Tom Zank I will take, but damn you with Tom Magee.
Well, hell yeah, that's the Z-Man.
We were talking off air. I said, man, the Z-Man and Mega Man, they should have been a tag team. That would have been awesome.
They could have fought RoboCop.
Oh, hell yeah.
Who was a thing in wrestling.
Exactly. Man, it's all coming together, man. How did they not smell this money from a mile away? And the
That's
thing
something that
was,
cowboy Bill Watts would have smelled, actually.
oh my gosh. I will say, I listened to JR's podcast recently, and he said that was actually Ole Anderson who had to oversee that, and he absolutely hated it. The only reason he did it was because Turner told him, "You're doing it, figure out how to do it."
It's RoboCop!
Yeah. Man. But yeah, let's move on to something a little less depressing than RoboCop in the NWA, or WCW, whatever you want to call it.
Depressing, but whatever.
Yeah. Well, obviously, by the title of the episode, you guys have seen that we're going to be doing watch-alongs today to two of Tom Magee's most famous matches, and we had to dig for those. One of them, everybody knows as the quote-unquote holy grail of tape trading. That's the one on the WWE Network. Currently, the other one I had to look for on YouTube. I have not seen either one of these matches as of yet, Greg. Have you?
I've seen the WWE one. I like how you say we found two of his matches. Did he have more?
He did have more. If you
I didn't even know the second one existed.
The only reason I know, I was telling you this off air. The only reason I know that the second one existed specifically is because I was listening to Uncle Dave talk about the first one on the WWE Network and kind of running down everything that he knew about it, because he had talked about it years and years ago before it was kind of a phenomenon. And he said, well, there was another one, obviously, from everything we know about Uncle Dave. He loves him some Japanese wrestling. So he brought up...
he fancies himself a Japanese wrestler?
Yeah. He brought up a match between Riki Choshu and Tom Magee from January 1st, 1986. If you guys want to cue that up on YouTube now, go check it out. It's a martial arts match in Korakuen Hall in Tokyo. It's for All Japan Pro Wrestling on their New Year War Super Battle, 1986, Day 1.
Wow, they went original with that name.
Yeah.
Welcome to Super Battle.
No, it's New Year's War Super Battle, damn it.
Oh, man, that makes it better.
Exactly. You put some respect on that name.
All right, I'm sorry.
But if you guys want to cue that up now, but we will tell you the places to start on the watch-along videos. because we're not starting exactly at 0 for either one of them. But while we're talking about Uncle Dave, that's kind of a good segue into something we got to talk about here. And we'll get to why Uncle Dave is connected here in a second. But you watched TakeOver 25. I watched TakeOver 25 NXT, obviously, for those of you who are clearly don't know anything about wrestling and listening to this podcast. What did you think of that, especially compared to Double or Nothing?
I'm going to get heat for this from some people, but I thought it was better than Double or Nothing. I was pissed that I wasn't there because my streak is over.
Yeah.
The ladder match was epic.
Oh, man.
I thought the main event was just, 7 stars Tokyo Dome wise.
Holy crap.
The opener was a sleeper, too. I feel like, a lot of people were talking about that. I thought it was great. It was Matt Riddle and Roddy.
Yeah.
Women's match was better than the past few women's matches we've seen, which...
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I feel like the NXT women's match has been slacking. This one picked it up, though.
I think it's because Io Shirai is just so good. Not taking anything away from Shayna Baszler, but Io Shirai really got a great match out of Shayna. And, I mean, there was a little bit of, the 4 horsemen, or 2 of the 4 horsewomen came out to interfere, but they got cut off at the pass and everything by Candice LeRae. And it didn't end how I thought it was going to end, but, man, Io lit into her with that kendo stick and then that chair, man.
Yeah, that was epic. I didn't see that coming at all.
I know. And so, at first you're like, well, she's a babyface. Why is she doing that? It was like, well, Shayna played dirty first, and it's pent-up aggression. She's getting back at her. So babyfaces don't always have to, as long as they play nice long enough, the crowd's still behind her. But yeah, I thought overall, top to bottom was a great show. That main event, I thought just blew my mind. It was amazing. There wasn't, they spammed the super kick with each other, but I thought it worked, and it was amazing. It wasn't just, super kick. It was like they'd set up for it, or it would come out of nowhere in a cool spot. It was, I don't know, I enjoyed it. Overall, they took some shots at Double or Nothing. Like you brought up, Nigel McGuinness opens up the show saying something about the true alternative in sports entertainment.
That was great.
I thought, really? And then
they did it first.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they fire back? I told you, someone fires at you better hit back.
Well, and the thing was, they're not going to fire back on the WWE side because, for multiple reasons, I think WWE feels, well, we're too big to punch down. And the other thing is, even if I really enjoy a WWE show, it's not filled with 5-star matches. You know what I mean? And an AEW seems like they're more about we got to get the work rate out there. Storylines, whatever, but work rate. That's kind of the indie mentality. You know what I mean? And NXT is nothing but work rate. I've never seen, and I've talked to other people, I've never seen a bad NXT show. I can't remember which one it was recently. It wasn't bad, but it was probably the worst takeover I've ever seen. But when the bar is so high, there's only so many times you can jump over it. You know what I mean?
They are the bar.
Wow. And then there was the spot with where the for all of you who haven't seen, this is a spoiler, but what was it? The Street Profits. They go to hug, and then when they hug, they pull the camera way out, kind of like they did with the Best Friends at Double or Nothing. So yeah, there's various things like that and other people I talked to were saying the same before this show ever happened. They were like, you saw all the hate online after last week's terrible Raw, right?
Yeah.
It was like, oh, WWE came out with this as their response. And my thing
I like how that's supposed to be a response. They've been going for 100 years, right? They don't need to respond to anything.
Well, plus, if they were going to have a punchback or something like that, is it really going to be a random Raw on a Memorial Day,
right.
Night? Like, come on. And like one of my friends that I did, Taryn, that I did the podcast with last week, was talking about. He's like, half the people are still out barbecuing at 8:00. They're not going to be watching Raw, so who cares? And yeah, I agree. It was a very below average show. But I wasn't like, oh, man, F WWE, they didn't respond and blah, blah, blah. Plus the fact that when is the first AEW show? October?
Yeah.
Like on TV? Why would WWE be loaded for bear now if they were really going to be in a war?
Because the marks want them to.
Oh, well then. We know how much Vince loves responding to the marks. But everybody I talked to said, nah, WWE isn't going to respond. NXT, the real response is going to be at TakeOver. And it was. I mean, they weren't taking shots, like all the time at, big obvious shots at Double or Nothing. But if you watched the show, then you knew what they were doing. But yeah, I thought top to bottom, fantastic. They weren't wheeling out guys in dinosaur masks and, fat guys painting themselves yellow. And as much as I love Orange Cassidy, he's a dumb gimmick. It was just a lot of weird stuff. I don't know. And my thing with Double or Nothing is, at least with NXT, when they wheel out a character for the first time on TV in front of a nationwide audience, they tell you who the hell they are. The AEW just assumed, you guys watch our YouTube show. You probably know who all these guys are. I don't know who half of your roster is. Tell me. Make me care. I mean, I know you were kind of lost with some of them guys, weren't you?
The Battle Royal, especially.
Yeah. I mean, once it started getting after the pre-show, and here's another thing. You and I were in the same boat too, and I was looking forward to it, I think, more than you and Ramon were even. But I was in the same boat as you guys. Like that pre-show that they put on TV, other people were saying, they're like, if I hadn't already spent my money for this pay-per-view after that pre-show, they would have never gotten my money.
Yeah, that was pretty brutal. The thing that did it for me, too, was like they built up Ty Dillinger. Oh, my God, he's there. He got eliminated by a guy with no legs. And yep. I'm not laughing at this. Not everyone wants this guy to get a huge push and be a big thing. He gets eliminated on the pre-show by a guy with no legs.
Yeah.
And everybody's congratulating him on Twitter saying, oh, my God, you did it. You arrived. No?
Okay. Well, and here's my thing. That guy, like, that, I can't remember the hell, something, Dustin Thomas. That guy was the legless guy. Even Jim Cornette was talking about this. He's like, good for him. He's got more guts than I do. But God dang it. He's like, that's the first thing you see when you turn this show on. Hey, there's a guy with no legs in the corner. Like, what the F is he doing in there?
I'm not joking. My sister ran into the living room and goes, oh, my God, does that guy have no legs? Said, yeah. Look at
the people they wheeled out for that Battle Royal. And I'm not going to belabor this point because we already talked about it last week. But seriously, a guy with no legs, a fat guy with tattoos that paints himself yellow, and I'm not saying anything one way or another about like the Sonny Kiss character, because like Dalton Castle, I think his character's great and whatever, but they're not explaining who the hell Sonny Kiss is and why is he dressed.
Well, that's the thing with him and the transgender wrestler they have. They're using it as gimmicks to appeal to a certain demographic, and it's like whatever. Okay, I get it, whatever. But like that's all they're doing for them. Isn't that kind of like crapping on the person too?
I will.
You're only here to get views. We don't care about. It's like that's what it is to me.
Yeah. Well, I will say this about Nyla Rose. They didn't keep. They didn't harp on that, and they were like, "Oh, she's just."
No, I'm glad they didn't.
Yeah, and they were building her up like an awesome Kong. That's cool. Whatever. The one that got me was like Sonny Kiss, his whole gimmick is that he's very gay, apparently. Like, that's his gimmick.
And they're using that to just to get viewers, you know.
Yeah, and
they pass it off as a equal opportunity thing, but it's not. They're doing it to just get viewers.
Yeah, and if he's like Dalton Castle is a great worker. He's one of my favorites, actually.
He's
a former Ring of Honor World Champion. He's entertaining, and he deserved to be where he was. I mean, this was the first show, but I mean, I've never heard of Sonny Kiss. I don't think he's gonna, be a big thing in the company. I don't know. I could be wrong, but that's just my opinion.
Well, I mean, he's not good. I mean,
he shoved Tommy Dreamer's face into his ass multiple times.
Yeah, and that goes to my point that they're just doing this for shock value and ratings. But yet they hate the Attitude Era, by the way. But, no, we hate that.
They are going to be the Attitude Era. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
But whatever. Speaking of shock value.
The whole thing is like, I don't know, on the grand scheme of picture, I mean, I'm not going to take away from that.
Yeah.
There's a transgender wrestler. Okay, good for them. There's a gay wrestler. Good for them. But don't make it that. Don't make this person is transgender, so you got to root for them, or don't make it that. Let it be organic.
Yep, and it's cool that like Nyla Rose is like a heel, and people are booing for her because she's a heel. And they're not like, they're not like trying to put. It's like, oh, because you're transgender, we need to roll you out as a baby face.
And I don't care anyone's opinion on. I don't care anyone's opinion on that. You shouldn't do that to a person. They're still a human being. Yeah. No matter what you think of it.
Yeah, because the thing
is, that's just not right. You don't do that crap.
Yeah, because if you're going to wheel them out and be like, oh, this is the baby face because she's transgender and we should all cheer for her, it's like, then it's almost like, then you're not treating her like she's a member of the roster. You're treating her as a novelty. And at that point, it's like, so you're like, I don't.
Yeah, exactly.
So I like the fact that they are doing what they are with Nyla Rose. So I mean, I wasn't super impressed with her.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think she's good. I mean,
yeah, same here.
I just she's slow and just not good.
I don't.
And
think
it's not even her size either, because Awesome Kong came out there and was dominant. So don't give me that size crap.
Well, the thing I thought that women's match was blah. It's kind of boring.
I thought it sucked too. The whole thing.
Yeah.
And so. They took a shot at Bayley and they introduced a girl who's a complete 99-cent store version of Bayley.
Yeah, except dumb.
That one really made me laugh.
I know.
Like, this is an irony thing, right, Cody? Like, complete irony.
Oh, I know. It was annoying.
You've got to be choking me, Cody.
And it was funny that Cody had probably the best match of his career, and I think match of the night. Or at least, in the running for match of the night at the show.
That Young Bucks match was... Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was phenomenal. I mean, the thing is, like, that match and the other tag match with the Best Friends and Evans and Angelico, Taryn was telling me last week...
I forgot about that match. Yeah, that was freaking epic, too.
Taryn was saying,
all matched. But...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was annoying as hell. I've had other people who was like, why are they all dressed alike? I don't know who's on whose team. And you said the same thing. But it's like, Taryn was saying, he was like, yeah, whenever those guys come on TV from now on, I'll just change the channel. He's like, I don't like that kind of flippy crap wrestling. I'm like, well, whatever. I mean, to each their own.
I don't like it to the extent where that's all it is,
Yeah. I really like
the Young Bucks really kind of won me over with that match. I'm like, wow, they can wrestle.
Yeah,
I'll be damned.
They did they worked a story. They sold. I mean, yeah, sure, they know.
I think I only counted 4 super kicks, and that was 2 each. So I think.
Yeah. Right. So, yeah, I know. Yeah, it's kind of like, hey, if Kenny hits under 5 V triggers in a match, that's an epic feat. But yes, I was really happy with TakeOver 25. That was the first TakeOver not attached to a WWE pay-per-view going on that same weekend.
Still sold out, I believe. Well, let's see what Uncle Dave says. But
well, we got to round up. It's wrestling. I will admit I did pop for that one. I laughed a little bit. I'm not seeing any like numbers as far as like, attendance wise, but I'm sure it did sell out. It was a great show. I'm so happy. I'm sure, Ramon
unofficially called NXT Bridgeport, by the way. TakeOver Bridgeport.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bridgeport.
Well, yeah, people know where that
destination. Yeah, he was pretty pissed when Gargano lost.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't care. You and I were happy because the new NXT champion is Adam Cole, baby.
Took him over 2 years almost, but
I know. And if you think about it, the entire Undisputed Era lost that night except for him.
Well, the one that mattered the most won, so.
And you know what, dude? Freaking, and I remember his name now, but Gunner there, Jackson Riker, he looked like a freaking beast.
It took, 6 men with a huge ladder to tame him?
I know. And he didn't look like, I didn't think he was that big, but he looked like a mammoth in that match.
Also, before I forget, man, that Velveteen Dream and Tyler Breeze match.
Holy moly. I know. It makes me sad that Tyler's just going to go up and be a nobody on the main roster again.
I don't know. I think he's going to stay in NXT.
I hope so. Yeah, because he's sure as hell not doing it. Vince doesn't see anything in him, clearly. So just stay in NXT, man.
Also, because it's a rip-off of Velveteen. No, I don't see it. Velveteen's good.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Is it because they're both black and flamboyant? And it's like Velveteen's gimmick isn't that he's gay, like where Sonny Kiss is openly gay. I don't know. It's weird.
He's androgynous, pal.
God dang it. But the next NXT show that I'm seeing is NXT UK TakeOver Cardiff, which will be in Wales.
Oh, no, the next one is actually TakeOver Toronto.
No, well, okay.
Which I will be at.
Well, happy for you with that one. This one is going to be in August. It's going to be in Cardiff, Wales. For those of you that don't know, that's where they filmed Doctor Who. So, yay. But anyway, just a little factoid for you. We educate people on this podcast. But
do you have a Jax figure of Doctor Who?
I do not, but I have Funko Pops of Doctor Who. I even have a Funko of the TARDIS. So there you go. I went full nerd. But that one is taking place on the same day as New Japan Pro Wrestling's Royal Quest, which is taking place some place called the Copper Box in London. Never heard of it, but apparently they...
Sounds like what soldiers get thrown into when they're bad in the army. Throw them in the Copper Box!
What the hell? That's so random. But, so that's that. I guess they've already sold over 6,000 tickets for the Royal Quest show. NXT UK, on average, sells about 1,500. So we'll see what TakeOver Cardiff does. I'm looking forward to it. They've put on good shows so far, or a good show so far. So yeah, I don't know. That's also taking place the same day as All Out. Am I correct?
Yep. All Out happens later, though, I believe.
Yeah.
Assuming these are all live. Never got that. Yeah. Assuming they're all live, I think it's happening later.
It is, yeah, because Uncle Dave was talking about that. Because he was like, it's going to be a long day.
You follow religiously.
Exactly. Yeah, well, and you peed next too. So.
Yeah, well, I don't brag about that.
I'm sure he's a Warriors fan, so you guys got that in common. Good for you. You got all these things in common. But he. I
want to hurt you for that. Seriously.
You'll be all right. But yeah, they. So it's going to be a long day of wrestling. All Out should be fun. Got some matches booked already. It's going to be Jericho and Paige for the AEW title. As far as I know, it's going to be Moxley and Omega. And I think that's it. I mean, there might be a couple other matches that I'm missing here, but yeah. So good, big weekend. August is going to be huge for pro wrestling.
It'll be good.
But yeah. So anything else that I'm missing from all these shows, or no?
I'm waiting to get to this epic watch along.
Oh hell yeah! By the way, did you see? It looks like Punishment Martinez had a name change, I guess.
I think so, yeah.
To Damian Priest. Okay. Whatever.
Damian Priest. Does anybody else see the irony there?
Yep. Well, he can team up with Aleister Black, and they can, be a dark ass tag team.
I think Damian Christian would have been better, but whatever.
Yeah. Well, the other the last thing I want to do before we take our first break, ROH is investigating an incident with Bully Ray. Did you hear about this?
I did.
Well, apparently, for those of you who have not heard, he, this fan claims he was, yelling at the Allure, which is Velvet Sky, Angelina Love, and can't even remember the third woman's name. Mandy Leon. And Mandy Leon spit on him, and then he said he was yelling insults at him, and Velvet Sky called him a slur. It starts with a P. I'll just leave it at that. And called him a virgin and all this other stuff. And he said something about their tramp stamp squad, them being a tramp stamp squad or something like that. And then apparently security escorted him to the backstage area, left the room. Bully Ray came in and just chewed him out and said he needed to be respectful to the women and go out and be a fan. I was like, what the hell is going on in Ring of Honor?
Anyone else see more irony here? That's what those fans do.
Yeah. Well, plus the fact that it's like, dude, he's booing the heels. Don't they want to be yelled at? And plus the fact that it's like, when is it ever okay to take a fan to the back and let a wrestler chew them out for yelling things?
Well, let's be fair. Look who it was.
Yeah. It's a little ridiculous. It's a lot ridiculous. Not cool. I hope Ring of Honor actually does something about it, but I don't know what the whole story is. We'll keep up on it, or whatever, or maybe we won't. I don't even know anymore. But yeah, so let's take our first break real quick. When we come back, it's the WWE's Watch Along. If you want to pull it up, it is WWE's most infamous lost match. It is Bret Hart versus Tom Magee. When we come back, watch along, baby.
I'm Kyle.
This is Steven.
Together we host a show called
Boy Meets World.
Tell them what we cover on Boy Meets World.
Boy Meets World.
But that's not all, is it?
No.
No, we cover life experiences. Ours. Oh, son of a... Alright, just check out the show, please. We really need it. Okay? We need a win. Just check us out. We talk about the show Boy Meets World. Each episode of our show, we run parallel for an episode of Boy Meets World where we will examine the show.
That's way too much.
What happens, our life, how it relates to it, experiences.
I can't believe you're still recording.
I am recording this. Check it out, guys. You'll get some hilarious stories from me and Steven from our childhood. You'll get a great... I lost it.
Hey guys, I'm Brittany.
And I'm Kelly.
And we're the hosts of The Faves of Our Lives,
the podcast about everyone's favorite everythings.
This season, we talk about everyone's favorite TV shows by taking polls and comments on social media.
Join us for laughs, banter, and made-up words.
You can find us on Facebook and Twitter at The Faves of RL1. That's at The Faves of RL and the number 1.
Bye.
All right, we're back, and that means it is time for our first watch-along of the podcast. You got it up, Greg?
I do. Cannot wait. I'm excited.
Well, that's nice, but do you have the video pulled up? Boom!
Zing!
Went non-PG on that one. All right. For those of you, again, it is WWE's most infamous lost match. It is an original special, or in the original specials. You know what? For all of you to find it easier in the search bar on the network, just type in Tom Magee. And
yeah, and one of his matches pop up.
Exactly. That's all. Well, that and his I can't even come up with a good joke for it. He's just non-existent. But there's this. Go to 19 minutes 38 seconds exactly. It is not the entire match. I don't know if the first part was crap quality or what, but it starts mid-match. But here we go. Are you ready, Greg?
I think so. I want to be in awe. So here we go.
Hell yeah! All right. When I say go, I'm going to count down from 3, and I'll say go, and we hit play. 3, 2, 1, go. The mouth of the South, baby. Oh, get a nice close up of Tom Magee's ass.
Oh yeah.
I like how bland Bret Hart's attire used to be in the Hart Foundation. Oh,
is it just a coincidence that he just like reverse Hulk Hogan colors or what?
Yeah, I know, red with the yellow knee pads. You can tell how green he is just from like he held him in that way too long. And it's like, okay,
yes,
that flip was like, impressive and everything.
Flippy crap.
It was impressive and everything, but I was just like, why?
From the back, he looks like Kerry Von Erich.
Right? Yeah, Kerry Von Erich that took, shall we say, more steroids? Or I don't know. I mean, I don't know if he took steroids.
No, we're not going to.
Allegedly.
I'm not going to touch that.
Yeah, no. That's why I said I don't know if he did take steroids. But yeah, he looks like the Human Tornado. I like how his boots.
He went to the Randy Orton Wrestling School. There you go.
Yeah, right. Look at that leaping ability. By God, back in an arm bar. That
arm drag.
Well, this whole number 1, 5, 87, and 24 on Jericho's list. His first list, by the way.
Bro.
I can't tell if Tom Magee, if that's his initials on his boots or if he trademarked those boots.
Or maybe he just means trademark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that
could have been his wrestling. By the way, if they were I realize he wasn't debuting on TV right away, but were they trying to come up with a name for him, or were they cool with leaving his name as Tom Magee?
What's wrong with that? That's got money written all over it.
Oh yeah.
Why is it what?
Well, I was gonna say we have Hulk Hogan, Randy Savage, Ultimate Warrior, Tom Magee.
Why do you put it like that?
That's worse than Seth Rollins.
Why is Bret wrestling this match, by the way? He's a tag team guy. That part's still baffling me. Look at that kid just giving him the bird.
Yeah, people screenshotted that and put it online. That was awesome. Look at this. He almost pulls a Daniel Bryan. Whoop.
Yeah, but why is it Bret, though, in this match? I just...
Because they didn't want to put Anvil in there and squash the big dude.
Why is it a tag team guy at all? That's my thing.
I think they wanted Bret to go out there, and it was like, well, this guy's green. Go out there and help him out. And boy, did he help him out more than they realized.
Okay, I know we're only a couple minutes in, but I'm not seeing anything special about this match. There's nothing about this guy that tells me he could have been as big as Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, I mean,
I know we're not done with it yet, though.
He had some cool flipping ability, and I mean, he.
Yeah, so did Leaping Lanny Poffo. What's your point?
Well, at least Lanny could cut a promo too. It was
a genius promo.
It was a stupid promo, but it was a promo. Look at Bret walking around all cocky. I think another reason they put him with him is because Tom was actually trained by Stu Hart. I don't think Stu bragged about that before his passing, but it happened.
Huh.
So it's like Bret, kind of knew this guy. Like Bret's teasing it for like an hour. Gosh.
The referee looks bored.
Guarantee he was. That's just flop job. He looks like LeBron James anytime somebody breathes on him.
Yes.
I can say that now because he's a Laker. My God, look at that wedgie. Just look at it.
Good grief.
Give me more cheeks.
Look at that man ass.
You know what goes with man ass? Mayonnaise. Mm.
Holy crap. Seriously, I'm not seeing the appeal of this match. Why is everyone making a big deal out of this?
I don't know. He barely got over for that sunset flip, too. He almost landed right on top of Bret's back.
He had very little offense.
He seriously needs to pick that damn wedgie out of there or get bigger trunks. Like, God dang, man. It's just, I've seen a lot of wrestlers that do that, and I'm like, why are you wearing basically a Speedo?
There he goes. He fixed it. He heard you.
Thank God.
What's up with this Bret Hart hockey walking around, by the way?
The original Bret Hart heel was a weird creature. They,
oh man, went for a 2 count off of a snap head flip. God, I can't think of the name.
Snapmare?
Yeah, Snapmare. God, this match is boring. I don't get it. I'm trying to figure out like the appeal of this. Like, oh my God, this is a lost classic. No, it's not.
That was a terrible
garbage.
Well, that was a terrible Irish whip on his part too.
And he just put 2 thumbs to himself and said, "Yeah."
Could be like Rhino, where he used to put up the fist. They're like, "Who's a man?"
Tom Magee. What an elbow! Now he's doing it again.
Oh man! Oh,
I thought he was going for the "you can't see me" for a minute.
Wow. 1, 2, oh God. They said Vince was like losing his crap in the backstage area. Like, oh my God, look at him. He's so great. That's my next champion.
Off of this?
Yep. I mean, you got to realize what the business look like.
I know people have questioned his judgment and talent before, but this one really gets me.
Yeah. Well, plus the fact that, I mean, you got to realize what the WWF territory looked like in the year 1986. It wasn't exactly, like barn burner matches.
He just fell on his face off a drop kick.
Yep. Yeah, they were saying in the documentary, oh, there he goes, giving him a wedgie again. Out to the floor. Zoom in on it.
Yeah!
God dang it. Jimmy's just leaning in. You suck. Go home, Tom. Yeah, they said, Vince thought he was looking at his next champion, and it's like, well, he was, but, is the wrong guy.
Wasn't looking hard enough.
Yeah. They said, you think about this, and God dang, dude. Get your timing down. Oh, here we go. O'Connor.
Show that ass.
right in his face. Oh, was that it?
Yep.
Wow. He beat him off an O'Connor roll. That was something.
That match made him look good, really?
I guess.
I'm sorry, I'm baffled. I'm lost right now.
Yeah, I know. It wasn't anything special.
This is what people have been looking for years. This is like looking for a pot of gold and finding $1. God.
Well, you found a pot, but it's just like it's somebody's pissing pot. I mean, it's technically gold and it's technically in a pot, but that wasn't what you were looking for. Look at this. His finishing move is the tea bag. Oh my God. This was before Bastion Booger came along too, so he had rights to it. First dibs.
That's the real trip to the Bat Cave. Oh yeah, show that again. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. The flipping ability. Look at that look on his face. Grrr, hey you guys.
It's like Bully Ray.
Oh my gosh. That was terrible. It wasn't that.
All you fanboys and idiots that paid money at WrestleCon to see this crap and be talked about, you're an idiot.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they said, just think, in 5 years, Tom Magee would be nowhere to be found, and Bret Hart was the WWF champion.
This is an actual thing.
Yep. Well, we saw the best of the worst. So I guess it is time. It is time, Gray. We're going to take one last commercial break, let you know about some other great podcasts besides this one on the Drama City Productions Podcast Network. We've already let you know about our new home on BigHeadsMedia.com, and we let you know about some other podcasts on that network. Now it's time to let you know about some podcasts on the Drama City Productions Podcast Network. Go to DramaCityProductions.com/PWS to find our archives and our merch and more merch links there. You can go buy some cool looking merchandise from us. We greatly appreciate it. And when we come back, it's Tom Magee versus Riki Choshu, baby. We'll be right back.
DramaCityProductions.com.
What's up, party people? You are listening to Conversations with Paycheck and Red,
an inappropriate comedy podcast.
Have you ever taken a photo of your own butthole?
Do you enjoy the smell of hot dog water?
Do you have random conversations about dildos?
Well, this is the podcast for you.
Just two good old boys having no-holds-barred conversations.
All while laughing inappropriately.
Oh, hell. Paycheck and Red have gotten themselves into another inappropriate conversation. Let's listen and see how they get out of this one.
DramaCityProductions.com.
Game ticket, $50. Hot dog, $8. Team store item, $25.
I told him I can beat him with one hand tied behind my back, with some glasses on, with one eye lens out, with some flip-flops on in the ring.
Having you listen to someone's dumb sports opinions? Worthless. Some people shouldn't talk sports. For everyone else, there's the Unspoken Podcast, available on most podcasting platforms, and on the web at theunspodkensportspodcast.weebly.com.
All right, we're back from our final promo break, and now we're going to do one more watch-along here. For all of you with YouTube, and if you don't have YouTube, then you probably don't have a computer, because YouTube is like default on everything, or even
Xbox,
any mobile device. I'm not shocked. It is everywhere. But go to YouTube and click on or search for Tom Magee versus, his name is second in the bill here. So Riki Choshu versus Tom Magee. For spelling, it's Riki is R-I-K-I and Choshu is C-H-O-S-H-U versus Tom Magee. It's on January 1st, 1986. And again, it takes place in All Japan Pro Wrestling. For the still image of the ring here, while everybody's pulling it up, we are at 3 minutes exactly. What do you think of the look of the ring here at All Japan?
It's really weird that it's split down diagonally, for one.
Yeah, I kind of like it. I think Ring of Honor did something like that for a while, where half the ring was black and half was red. Like way back in the day. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of like it. It's different. I like how, the neutral corners are white. One corner's blue and one's red, kind of like, a boxing ring almost. But yeah, so for all of you that's got it pulled up, 3 minutes exactly. When I say go, I'm counting down from 3 to 1. And when I say go, we're going to hit play. You ready, Greg?
I think so. The last one kind of soured me on the great Tom Magee, though.
Now, how dare you? All right, let's get going. 3, 2, 1, go. Mega Man. Yeah, he's
First
wearing
off,
elbow
right
pads.
off the bat, I got to say this guy looks like a Japanese version of Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Oh my gosh, he does. He's even got the long trunks pulled.
Yeah. I mean, obviously Greg Hammer Valentine in the Rhythm and Blues with the black hair, but still.
Oh my gosh. That made the list of people who visibly hated their gimmicks. He made that list. He even talked about it. You ever see any of his interviews where he talked about how much he hated that freaking gimmick and he fought it?
I do.
Yeah. Man, it's just the battle of the waist locks here. Flex, Tom. Flex it out.
Notice he's still rocking the red and yellow, by the way.
Oh, well, you heard the rumors. He was going to be the next Hulk Hogan. His hair wasn't quite as long here.
His hair is different, yeah.
Yeah. Well, this match, I think. When did I say the other one took place? Was that August? I think. So this was January. So he had a full 8 months to grow his hair out. He had the curly fro rocking. Oh my gosh!
Wow.
He went to kip up, which would have been cool, and then he's like, nope, I'm going to roll backwards. Into the ropes. What an idiot. His form here isn't too bad. He
looks like he's posing it like a bodybuilder thing.
I know. He's like, look, I'm half locking in a hold and half. And why couldn't he escape there? He just barely had a hold of it. And he should be able to escape this too. Come on, guy.
Now he's just punching the ring.
First, that's a tap out, ref. And then he's no sell it. Just hop right back up. There you go. Does that referee?
Why is collar and elbow tie up in the middle of a match?
Yeah, it's a little weird. Oh, gotta get the flip in. Oh, he no-sold the leg. There's the mate. Oh, and a drop kick to the waist. God dang it, guy. Is it just me, or does that referee look like a modern day Keiji Muto, but not bulked
Except
up?
really small.
Yeah. He's trying to throw karate kicks. And that Japanese dude's like, F you. Oh, zoom in on his ass. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Why do they do that when they're in that
so much
hole?
man ass in this podcast.
I know. Man.
And yet, no naked median, though. What the hell? But whatever.
Oh, you got it in there. Well,
seemed like it was poised for the moment.
Well, there's that, and then there's Tom Magee's big muscly cleavage reminds me of beaver cleavage.
He's still wearing a freaking smaller than usual banana hammock too.
Oh, what kind of headlock is that? Okay, when I for a very short time did pro wrestling training, if I put on a headlock that looked like that, my trainer would have chewed me the F out. I put on a headlock with the wrong arm one time, and he made me do 100 headlocks to the ring post as punishment. Foot on the rope.
I am literally bored right now.
As opposed to figuratively bored?
Yeah, usually I'm working. I'm just bored working.
Yeah, this match is a couple things. It's going to be way too long, and these guys can't work.
I want to point out, and I'm not I just got to say it. This other guy sucks too.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, Uncle Dave
just Magee.
Yeah, Uncle Dave was talking about that. He said not only could Magee not work, but they put him in there with Riki Choshu, who sucked ass. He's tapping out again. Ring the bell, ref. And the torture. Yeah, there he did it again. Ring the bell. Oh, he's got the foot in the ass. There we go.
The famous Tom Magee ass. We'll be after this.
What is going on? It's not even a hold. He's just kind of laying on him. It's like two drunks in a bar rolling around on the ground.
Why is there... So the manager in Japan can get up there and water him or something? What?
Yeah, they're supposed to be rounds, but shouldn't they be going to neutral corners? Not next to each other?
Yeah. Wow, it is too...
Yeah. Round 2. Fight!
Oh so this isn't like a shoot, right?
No, this is yeah. It's a work, bro. God dang, that was a kicked him so hard he can't get his junk hard anymore. I'll follow up with you with everybody at a later date to see if Riki Choshu really can get his junk hard after that side kick.
I don't want to know.
Well, come on. Bret Hart still hasn't clarified.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Well, Bruce Pritchard finally broke down and told us that Batista's junk is huge. Finally answered the question.
I don't care.
For all of you who are wondering, you can stop sending.
I guess if I'm wondering one thing, I'm wondering why he knows.
Well, I don't know. They kept asking him, and he wouldn't answer. So he finally broke down and he finally gave the people what they want. Greg.
What people?
The people. Oh, here's the famous Hulk Hogan Ultimate Warrior spot from WrestleMania 6.
Are they going to do the camera shot too?
Yeah, and they need to shake their head like, ah. Like he's really getting into it. Get down there. My finisher is the teabag.
Oh, my God.
Why are they doing a test of strength? How far are we into this?
This is going to not get any hits. If you're still listening to this, thank you.
I don't know, man. We've been plugging that ass pretty hard. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that. I feel like I should be. Oh my gosh! He almost killed Mega Man. Surprised he got his ass over for that. Good Lord. Maybe I should have been talking about what we thought of good shows during this. Like, what are they currently doing?
What is this move?
It's like,
I thought he was going for a sharpshooter.
Yeah. Oh, here he goes. Yeah, here he goes. Maybe. Oh no! And Tom rolls over and taps out before the move's even on. My God, he sucks.
This is the next Hulk Hogan, folks.
I will ask you this because I just thought of it. UFC, didn't they have a recent show?
Yeah, Saturday.
What happened there? Do you see it? Anything good happen?
Alexander Gustafsson lost and retired.
Oh man, he retired?
Mm-hmm. He got choked out in his home country.
I was gonna say I don't blame him. Hasn't he kind of blown it the last few fights?
Yep.
Yeah. About time to call it a day there, buddy.
God, what's he doing now? Man.
This is bad form. Bad form. Bad form on that sharpshooter. God dang. Tyrone Woodley out of Robbie Lawler UFC Minnesota rematch.
Yeah.
Was that
old?
Yeah, that's old news. I'm just trying to find it. What? That's not a figure 4.
It's like a figure 2 or so. 2.5.
What is that? Oh,
figure
my
2.5.
Gosh. I get it. Oh, my good Lord. That is awful. Oh, man. Jeff Cobb to challenge for Ring of Honor World title at Best in the World.
You better win.
That'd be nice. I don't think anybody really cares about Matt Taven. I found out.
I know one guy.
Oh, well,
lives in Boston.
Yeah, if you go up the back alley and then another back alley and you go up the top of the hill, you can kind of see him through the window.
If you're really quiet and you go into the bushes and no one's watching, never mind.
Oh my gosh! Just make sure that you put black tape over the light of your camera so they don't know. Oh man, the dreaded headlock. This match is just like rest hold, sloppy hold.
God help me! I agree with Uncle Dave.
Why did he pull his rope breaks? Like no more rope breaks in this match. I don't even know the rules. I was like,
he
get
stopped
off him.
Yeah, stop! Hurry up and end this crap. Oh God.
Here you go. Great Muta teaming up with Tommy Dreamer at Impact, a night you can't miss.
Except I will missed it.
Yeah. Get it? Can't miss? Ha, ha, ha. Round 3, fight. Oh, Mega Man is like sucking air. Like, look. Oh, missed. Sloppy kick. God dang, dude. Why are you doing karate kicks?
He hit him with his shin.
Business is about to pick up. My God. He's clenching him up against the ropes. For F's sake. Oh, gosh. What the? He jumped into it. Damn it,
He's probably going for the Thez press. Give him a break.
Maybe.
Probably him in the head or something.
By the way, I found out who Alex Marvez is or was. He's a freaking sports writer.
Oh, man.
Oh, Tombstone! Tombstone! 1, 2. No, why did you kick out Choshu? Damn it. You're keeping it going. I will say, if Tom Magee was going to be wrestling me and he's like, I'm going to give you a tombstone, I'd have been like, no, you're not. So, what the hell kind of sloppy-ass throw was that? Oh, his punches look like crap. His kicks look like crap. He runs into the corner
and kicks him.
And then, what the... Why? What was the purpose of that, Tommy? And
to get clothesline?
Double down, baby.
Oh, my God.
Hell on wheels.
Oh, there's only a minute left.
Thank the good Lord
I cannot say
above.
this enough. Thank you, God.
Yeah. But do you remember that Alex Marvez who was doing the commentary for Double or Nothing?
Do I?
He was the guy there before. It was him and Excalibur before JR came out.
Yeah.
And then it was all three of them. He sucked so bad. Apparently that's just universal. Apparently he has absolutely zero. Oh, Lariato! But he has zero experience doing any broadcasting at all. He's a sports writer.
You don't say.
Yeah. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, damn it! But the only way.
Why did you kick out?
Was that 3?
Oh, you got it. I guess so.
Oh well. He didn't even slap the mat for 3. Or did he?
Well, these guys are. Wow, so that horrible match had that finish.
Lame. That fell flatter than a playful of piss. Getter than Kelsey's nuts. Mother ever. Should have came out of a box. Japanese box.
Why did you do that to me?
I told you I didn't screen it before we watched it. Oh, good Lord.
I don't like you, TJ.
But yeah, you know how Alex Marvez got that job though? Okay, I'll give you same way most of those guys got their jobs. He's
Cody's ass.
Well, no, he's not friends with the Elite, but he's friends with Tony Khan.
Wow, so, if that's what he sees as talent, man, AEW's in some trouble.
I know. And, well, I'll ask your opinion on this, because it didn't bother me whatsoever, because I'm used to growing up with, gimmicky commentators. But Jim Cornette just had an effing field day about...
I haven't listened to it yet, but I plan on it.
Yeah, well, I won't spoil anything, but he didn't like the fact that Excalibur was using the name Excalibur and wearing a mask.
Why?
Like, because he said, he was like, well, nobody knows who this guy is, and the first thing they see when they tune in, the guy selling your product is some backwoods indie wrestler wearing a mask and using a gimmick name that he used in a bingo hall in front of 400 people. He said he's got talent, but he should have went with his real name and took off the mask.
What difference does it make? It's only commentary.
I know. I'm like, who gives a crap? Like, why is that a sticking point? Of all the things you can complain about with Double or Nothing, and you pick that?
Jimmy wearing a mask. Whatever.
He didn't come out of a box. He came out of a mask. Man, I don't know. But yeah, for all of you who enjoyed those Tom Magee matches, let me know who you are so I can personally come to your house and smack you. But yeah, the Tom
I'm baffled right now.
What about what?
How that first match was supposed to make him the next Hulk Hogan.
You and me both, brother. Brother.
You know what? This doesn't work for me, brother.
Tom Magee doesn't work for me, brother. It is what it is, man. I don't know. That was it was interesting. I'm glad I saw it. Not so much, I'm glad I saw it so that I can know what everybody's talking about. But, that's it. That is like, there's nothing special about it.
I'll tell you this, though. The next time I watch it, I swear.
What the hell? That worst match ever. I will only watch it 5 more times. Today. Oh, man. But that worked here. That worked for me, brother. But yeah, so...
I don't know what to say now.
This was an interesting show.
I don't hear anybody complaining anymore and crying that it was ruined at StarCast because they aired it. Like, if anything, WWE should just save you some money, so...
Yes, trust me, it was ruined way before StarCast. This was bad, and that Japanese match was even worse. I think it's because it was longer, and at least in the WWE match, at least Bret could work.
You saying whatever his name was couldn't work?
You can't even remember his damn name.
I know it was like Riki or something.
Riki Choshu. How dare you forget the greatness that is Riki Choshu? I can't finish.
I don't know.
I can't finish that statement. But yeah, so there's that. The best and the worst of the best, or of the worst, I should say. The best and the worst of the worst. There you go. Blah, confusing. But thanks for joining me today, Greg.
Yeah, I kind of owe you one for doing this to me.
No, you don't. You've picked out crap-ass matches for us to watch in the past.
At least we had fun with those ones. This one put me to sleep.
That is true. That's why I tried to spice it up there a little bit with, trying to find some kind of news to throw at you. But all right. Well, anyway, I don't know what we're going to be doing next week. I guess we'll discuss it. Maybe we'll put something up on a poll. And go check out...
I wouldn't mind doing an episode all about Judy Bagwell, actually.
Oh, God. Is there enough to fill an episode? Because if there is, no. But for all of you out there who enjoy movies, television, and nerdy stuff, go check out my other podcast, the Cinemarks Podcast. You can see all the updates at Cinemarks Pod on Twitter and Instagram. I always update it with the links. We just joined and you're going to get a kick out of this, Greg, we just joined the No Please Don't podcast network.
No, please don't.
Yes.
No, please don't.
But go check that out. I do that show usually with my co-host Santiago. Last week's episode was a little long, but it had a lot of cool content in there. Go check that out. And you and I, Greg, will now have to figure out what in the world we're going to talk about next week. I'm sure we'll come up with something more interesting than Tom effing Gee.
If you don't listen to this, I don't blame you.
Lord will.
I anticipate this to be a really quiet episode.
I don't know, man. I mean, the Big Show drew some big numbers. And how can you compare the Big Show and Tom Magee? You just can't. One was a huge disappointment, and the other one was Tom Magee.
Oh my God.
All right, we'll holler at you next week. Later.
This has been a Drama City production.